Welcome back to our channel. In today's video, we will explore the captivating journey of Chris Hadfield, a renowned astronaut, and his insightful book An Astronaut's Guide to Life on Earth. Join us as we embark on a cosmic adventure filled with wisdom, inspiration, and discovery. Let's dive into the fascinating world of space exploration and life lessons with one of the most well-known astronauts of our time. So, let's dive into the summary of this incredible book. But before we dive into the content, I kindly request a moment of your time to appreciate this video by liking it, subscribing to the channel, and ringing that notification bell. Your support means a lot to me. Thank you so much. Chris Hadfield, a former Canadian astronaut, takes us on a remarkable journey through his memoir An Astronaut's Guide to Life on Earth. In this book, Hadfield shares his experiences, challenges, and valuable lessons learned during his space missions and training. Hadfield's narrative captivates readers as he unveils the joys and struggles of space travel, the importance of preparation, and the significance of embracing fear and uncertainty. One of the key themes of the book is Hadfield's emphasis on the importance of being prepared for any situation, both in space and in life on Earth. Hadfield's detailed accounts of his time in space shed light on the rigorous training, mental fortitude, and adaptability required to succeed as an astronaut. He discusses the importance of focusing on the process rather than the outcome, emphasizing the significance of continuous learning and improvement. Through his experiences, Hadfield shares valuable insights on teamwork, communication, and leadership, highlighting the power of collaboration and clear communication in achieving success. He emphasizes the need for resilience, humility, and a positive mindset in the face of challenges, drawing parallels between life in space and life on Earth. An Astronaut's Guide to Life on Earth, by Chris Hadfield, is a memoir on his journey to becoming an astronaut and the lessons he learned that can be applied to anyone's life. It shares insights on teamwork, preparation, dealing with fear, and staying focused on the process. Test pilot and astronaut Chris Hadfield was the first Canadian to spacewalk, and this is his story. He offers insight into life in the space business, from training and liftoff to space research and coming home. He outlines the surprising challenges astronauts face, both off and on this planet, and offers some of the wisdom he gained from leaving our natural home and coming back down to Earth. Even if you never make it to the stars, you'll find that we have a lot to learn from spacemen. An Astronaut's Guide to Life on Earth is an insightful book that takes readers on an extraordinary journey through the life of an astronaut. Here's why this book is worth reading. It provides a rare and compelling glimpse into the world of space exploration, offering unique perspectives and experiences. With its emphasis on practical lessons learned from space training, the book offers valuable insights that can be applied to everyday life. The author's down-to-earth storytelling style captivates readers, making this book both educational and entertaining. Here is a sentence showcasing the greatness of a quote of this book. "If you're striving for excellence, whether it's in playing the guitar or flying a jet, there's no such thing as over-preparation." Chris Hadfield. An Astronaut's Guide to Life on Earth teaches you how to live better by taking lessons from the rigorous requirements of going to outer space and applying them to everyday life. Recently, I came across a link to apply to be an astronaut. I've always been fascinated by space and the idea of going there. After opening the link, I was surprised to find out that I qualify to submit an application to be considered for an astronaut position. It got me thinking about what things would really be like in space. Would I be able to handle the stress, homesickness, and other psychological and physical demands? What do astronauts even do? That's when I discovered astronaut Chris Hadfield's An Astronaut's Guide to Life on Earth. This book teaches the fascinating ins and outs of life in outer space and preparing for it. But what's really cool is that it compares many of these to real life on Earth, teaching us all how to be happier and better people. Here are the 3 most cosmic lessons I learned from this astronaut. Living in space requires a lot of preparation, which is a key component to having a good life on Earth no matter what you do. If you want to survive as a space explorer, you've got to learn how to take criticism, which is a skill we can all learn to be happier. Coming back to Earth after being in outer space is difficult but also gives astronauts a new outlook and sense of appreciation. Ground control to Major Tom. Are you ready for liftoff? Let's rocket into these lessons. Lesson 1. You've got to learn the importance of preparation if you want to go to outer space and if you want to live a successful life. Be prepared. It's the motto for the Boy Scouts of America, and something I've never forgotten since my time in the organization. While I tend to over-prepare sometimes, it always baffles me how people can't help but make their lives harder by failing to plan. If you want to become an astronaut, this skill is absolutely vital. It doesn't matter how much education or experience you have. The training involves rigorous studying and simulations of situations that might never even happen. People who create training at NASA have to prepare unpredictable scenarios where every possible thing goes wrong. It's vital to be ready if there's a fire or a computer doesn't work right. But for those going through the training, it gives them new instincts. When something goes wrong, the natural fight-or-flight response is overridden by the calm yet urgent way in which these individuals are trained. This even helps them improvise when things turn into chaos on a mission and they must act fast to save their lives. This skill isn't just useful for going to space though. It helps to be ready for any obstacle that suddenly shows up. When I lost my job last year, for example, some of my preparations made that a lot easier. In Hadfield's experience, the training gave him a sort of mental discipline in all aspects of life. Even in a packed elevator, he still thinks of what to do in case it gets stuck. This doesn't mean you should worry always, but it is best to be ready for anything. Lesson 2. Taking criticism well is a requirement to become a space explorer, and learning this skill will help you too. When I was younger, I had leaders who taught me that successful people not only welcome correction, they seek it. This seems like a difficult thing to do, but it's got a lot of benefits. If you work for NASA, for example, you're receiving criticism constantly. You have to if you want to practice various scenarios until you get them perfect. To catch any mistakes, dozens of people observe simulations. Astronaut safety depends on how many errors they fix while just practicing. This is similar to striving for excellence in your own life. If you want to become truly exceptional, you've got to try so you learn how not to do whatever you're working toward. That means you have to welcome any feedback, including negative, if you want to improve. Taking correction well is especially vital if you're on a team like astronauts are. When serious problems arise, the group only has each other to rely on. And if you can't roll with the punches of criticism from your teammates, it will be hard to work together in life or death scenarios. You don't have to be on a team going to space to use this principle though. It's important to be receptive to suggestions in your family and your team at work no matter what you do for a living. Lesson 3. Getting back from outer space is hard for astronauts, but the journey changes their perspective. If you think the trip to space is hard, wait until you hear about the way back. The Russian Soyuz spacecraft is the only way to and from the International Space Station. And the hour-long landings are notably turbulent. In one 2008 landing, Yuri Malenchenko remembers the parachute that was supposed to slow the craft catching on fire and burning to ashes. While everyone survived, their final touchdown was far from where they were supposed to be. It's also hard to adjust to normal life after getting home from a space mission. In zero gravity, your body's muscles deteriorate. But when you return, the weight of being on Earth is difficult to manage. Even sitting down isn't comfortable because your body isn't used to carrying its own weight. Although it might sound dull to come back to Earth after being in the magnificence of outer space, Hadfield says it's a life-changing experience. He is energized by being on the ground after a mission. The refreshing new view of the world he has is exciting. The lesson here is to not fear new and possibly difficult experiences because they can significantly improve your outlook on life. What an awesome and exciting book! An Astronaut's Guide to Life on Earth is just my kind of book because I love space and I also love analogies about how to live a better life. However, this book is an excellent read regardless of what you think of astronaut life. Those are the individuals who truly deserve to immerse themselves in this extraordinary book. Anyone interested in astronauts? Anyone who wants to know what an astronaut actually does? Anyone interested in space exploration? The 22-year-old who is considering being an astronaut but wants to figure out the pros and cons of it, the 55-year-old who is curious about what it's like to go to outer space and return, and anyone with a curious mind that also wants to live a good life. Chris Hadfield has become one of the most experienced astronauts in the world since his selection by the Canadian Space Agency in 1992. He's also served as director of NASA operations in Star City, Russia, and he was the chief of International Space Station operations from 2006 to 2008. Here are some invaluable insights gleaned from this captivating book. I trust you will find them exceedingly beneficial. Feel free to delve deeper into its wisdom and let it inspire new perspectives and ideas in your journey. 1. Astronauts must have a wide variety of skills and spend a lot of time training. What do astronauts do when they aren't in space? They spend most of their days training, taking classes and studying. So if all you want to do is whip around the Earth in a spaceship, you'd hate being an astronaut. Astronauts need a tremendous range of skills. Some are more obvious, like piloting the rocket, walking in space, repairing pieces of the space station and monitoring the experiments on board. Since they're away from civilization for so long, however, astronauts also need to prepare for some less obvious tasks. They have to be able to perform basic surgery and dentistry, program their computers, rewire any electrical panels and conduct a press conference. They also have to get along with their colleagues while living with them 24/7 in a confined space. Astronauts must be prepared to respond to any crisis that could occur in space. When they're orbiting the Earth at 400 kilometers, they certainly can't expect a rescue crew to come get them. There are many dangerous potential situations. Toxic gas could start leaking or a fire break out, for instance. Fires aren't hypothetical situations either. In 1997, an oxygen-generating canister started a fire on the Russian space station Mir. The astronauts managed to put it out by throwing wet towels on the canister. Their spacecraft filled with smoke, but thankfully everyone survived. The ratio of time spent in space versus time spent preparing for space is quite low. For each day in orbit, you have to train for several months. It takes several years of training before you're assigned to a mission, and then training for a specific mission takes between 2 and 4 more. Two. Preparation is essential for life in space and life on Earth too. On a space mission, preparation is everything, no matter how intelligent or experienced the astronaut. So, during training, astronauts spend most of their days studying and simulating experiences they may never actually go through. Simulations provide more than just practice, they frequently serve as wake-up calls. Trainers specialize in devising unpredictable bad scenarios for astronauts to work out. They practice what to do if there's engine trouble, a computer meltdown, or an explosion, to name just a few examples. 3. Criticism is vital to an astronaut's survival. It's always better to view criticism as potentially helpful advice rather than a personal attack. For an astronaut, criticism is a basic survival skill. At NASA, everyone has to be a critic. When astronauts work through their simulations, dozens of people watch them in the hope that they'll catch any flaws. The more the astronauts are critiqued, the safer they'll be. 4. Astronauts are physically away from their loved ones for long periods, so they have to find other ways to stay close to them. Missions can last for several months. Naturally, the extended absence required for training and missions is hard for astronauts and their families. From 2007 onward, Hadfield spent 6 months per year training in Moscow. He also trained in the United States, Japan, Germany, Canada, and Kazakhstan. He was only home for about 15 weeks per year and missed quite a few birthdays and holidays. He effectively became a visitor in his own home. 5. Living on board the International Space Station is a lot of fun, but also very serious. The International Space Station, ISS, is as big as a football field and weighs over 1 million pounds. It has so many modules that you can go a full day on board without seeing another person. So what does life in the ISS actually feel like? Well, the quality of life on board is sort of similar to that on a long sailboat trip. It's remote and there's no running water, because water would cohere into blobs, float away, and wreck the sophisticated equipment that the ship runs on. 6. Returning and readapting to Earth is very hard. When astronauts have finished their missions, how do they get back to Earth? And how are their lives different once they arrive? Astronauts return to Earth in the Russian Soyuz spacecraft, but Soyuz landings are notoriously rough. Among the key lessons in An Astronaut's Guide to Life on Earth, Hadfield emphasizes the value of preparation, discipline, and perseverance in pursuing one's goals. He encourages readers to adopt a sweat the small stuff mentality, focusing on meticulous attention to detail and proactive problem-solving to overcome obstacles. Hadfield's storytelling offers a unique perspective on risk management, decision-making, and self-awareness, illustrating the importance of staying grounded while reaching for the stars. His anecdotes and reflections provide profound insights into the human experience, inspiring readers to push boundaries, embrace challenges, and live life to the fullest. As we journey through the pages of An Astronaut's Guide to Life on Earth, we are reminded of the infinite possibilities that lie within each of us. Chris Hadfield's inspiring tale serves as a guiding light, urging us to dream big, work hard, and never lose sight of our true potential. As you reflect on the lessons learned from Chris Hadfield's journey, consider how you can apply his principles of resilience, preparation, and perspective to your own life. Embrace the unknown with courage, approach challenges with determination, and always strive to reach for new horizons. Through dedication and a relentless pursuit of excellence, you too can achieve greatness in your own way. You can find the link to acquire a copy of this incredible book in the description below. We hope this summary has ignited your curiosity and left you with a newfound appreciation for the boundless possibilities that lie both within and beyond our earthly realm. If you found this book summary helpful, be sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more book summaries and insightful content. And share this uplifting summary with someone who may benefit from hearing them. Leave a comment down below if you've read this book or have any other recommendations for us. Remember, the universe is vast, but the potential within you is limitless. Thank you for watching this in-depth exploration of An Astronaut's Guide to Life on Earth by Chris Hadfield. Remember, the wisdom shared in this book transcends the confines of space and time, resonating with readers from all walks of life. Whether you dream of exploring the cosmos or simply seek guidance on navigating the challenges of everyday existence, Hadfield's insights offer valuable lessons to inspire and empower you. Stay tuned for more captivating book summaries, inspirational stories, and thought-provoking content. Until next time, may your aspirations soar as high as the stars above.